had no idea Rebel was. Can I say your age?
Yeah, of course.
30 fucking 8. I don't know why I thought that she was 32 over here, BFF. I'm like, oh, what's up?
She was like, you know, how old are you? Know, what's it like at your age? You know, she's like, wait, how old are you? I was like 38. She's like, what?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Am I even your friend, Rebel? Who am I?
Yeah, I'll be 39 in July.
Yeah. Wow. Sexy. Cancer.
Yes.
Aw, little crabby.
Nah, I love getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning to love getting older.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's probably harder if you're not doing things that you love, or if you're not healthy, if you don't feel healthy, or I still have a lot to grow. I have a lot to learn.
Don't we all?
You know, there's still a lot of things I realize that, like, I carry still, like, bad habits that I probably picked up in my childhood that I'm still, and I'm like, oh my God, you're 38. Why are you still doing that? But I'm only 38, so that's why I'm still doing it. And we're all a little traumatized, so we're all trying to heal.
Yeah. I'm going to be 41. When am I 41? I'm not sure. Anyways.
No, I went to your 40th, and then you turned 41.
I did?
Did you turn 41? Oh, you're turning 41 in April. Now I'm confused.
So am I.
Are you going to be 41 or 42? What year were you born?
77. Día de la
Oh, you're going to be 41.
Snake year.
Right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Right?
Yeah, because my brother... Wait. No, you're going to be 42.
Fuck, I'm going to be 42.
My brother's going to be 41 in April.
God, I'm sexy at 42.
You look great. You look amazing.
Yeah. Anywho, hi guys.
Do you want me to put that on my shirt?
Oh yeah, I wrote like, hey, what's up? The tiniest microphone ever. Oh no, that's not it though. Yeah. So
reinvent yourself.
I know. Look at that shirt.
Tell us about that.
Reinvent yourself. And what a beautiful way to actually start it off like this today because of our beautiful
¿Cómo?
subject or whatever we're talking about. Pero yo me llamo Erika, and I'm reinventing myself as that bitch. That's right.
And I'm Rebel. And
together y juntas somos
MangoLuna.
Woo! San Antonio has the sun out. What? I can get to wear a short sleeve shirt.
I'm wearing shorts. Can't tell, but I'm wearing a shorts.
Sexy pierna. What are we
St.
talking about?
Patrick's Day. What's the?
Is it?
Yeah.
What is it? Why do people just drink? Oh, not that we don't other days, right? But why do people like wear green and drink and say, hi, I'm Irish. I'm just going to get drunk today.
Well, for me, when I was first thinking about it, because we decided to do this, because we did Valentine's Day history, and now this is St. Patrick's Day history, más o menos, with MangoLuna. And we, my original thought was like, because I have a friend who's Irish, and his grandfather, and he hates St. Patrick's Day because to him it's like a blasphemy on like Irish culture, right? So I had this inclination that St. Patty's Day was to Irish people the way Cinco de Mayo is to Mexicanos, right? Here, like you just like Drinko de Mayo, like, and then also St. Patty's Day, right?
And so Cinco de Mayo is a totally different history, though. It's all when
right, and so and St. Patty's is also St. Patrick's.
Tell us about that. What is the history?
So I started diving into stories, into history, and you know how it is when you're on the Google, as I like to say, the Google. The more you look, the more you find.
Yeah.
And basically, I was a young boy who originally is not named Patrick. I don't know his first name. It started with an M. He was actually Roma British, and he was kidnapped. He was stolen and enslaved in Ireland. And
by who?
I don't know. I don't remember that part. So
European.
it just like he was a slave maybe, and so he at that point in his life became Catholic, and then. More stuff happens in his life. He grows up, blah, blah, blah. And so at this time in Ireland, I guess this is around like 1430 AD. 430 AD, around this time. Más o menos. Okay, I'm not some historian or history major, so don't at me, okay? Don't at me. So this guy is like, oh my gosh, I'm Catholic now. Everybody should be Catholic, because how sometimes,
You mean St. Patrick?
Yeah, St. Patrick, right? So he's not a saint yet, And so the king at the time of Ireland at this time actually has a council of what you might refer to as like pagan or
nice.
like people
Like
healers,
real.
natural right. And so the Druids, I believe, are one of them, the Druids. And so Patrick convinces the king at that time that, oh my gosh, these people are like blasphemy and there's only one God and Jesus is your savior.
The pagans and the
yeah. So he's like, get rid of these people. And so the king agreed. And all of a sudden, yes. And now Ireland is very Catholic. And so this guy, it's
another conquest.
Is now a saint, right? Yes, St. Patrick.
Got it.
And it wasn't, in St. Patrick's Day is actually U.S. saint. So they wasn't, kind of like how we do Day of the Dead in Mexico. It's very private. It's very spiritual, right?
Very spiritual. Private,
yes.
I mean, not really. Yes and no, you're right.
Well, there was never big parades. Now there's huge parades, right? So that's what I meant by private, right?
Right.
So same thing.
In
in Ireland, people would celebrate the saint, but it was more of a religious holiday.
Like a respect.
Yes, it wasn't until the 17th century that it became more popularized in Ireland, and then also the first celebration happened in the U.S. that it was more of a parade, and it was more of this like celebration of Irish people, which made kind of sense because the Irish were really being hated on.
Here?
Yes, here by people who had migrated here from England. So they were seen as this lower class.
Oh.
So if we jump forward around history, blah, blah, the Irish are actually the only Europeans who ever united forces with the Mexicans in order to battle the United States. So that's a whole other history.
Yeah.
But
thank you, Ira.
yeah, so that's a little bit of St. Patrick's Day, más o menos. And then what else? I researched the whole phrase of the luck of the Irish.
Oh yeah, they're supposed to be like a good thing, like that's
Right. You think right that it. When then,
right.
What did I tell you? What is it?
No es puro pedo, no es cierto, mentiras.
Yeah. So basically, they would tell people who were Irish when they were successful at something or they did something good. They would be like, "Oh, it's because you're lucky," because they didn't believe that Irish people actually had skill and intelligence. So the only reason they could be successful at something is if by pure luck. So it's an insult.
Wow.
So
don't use that, guys.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's so interesting. I was like, oh.
This is why we're not wearing green.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Green is not even St. Patrick's color. It's blue. So
azul.
Yes, I didn't research enough to know why that was switched, but it's so interesting. Chicago is the first city who ever dyed the river green, and they've been doing it for 50 years. And San Antonio also dyes the river green.
The only new San Antonio is blue.
It's blue, and it's an interesting holiday if you really think about the history.
Yeah, I mean, it's a holiday. Like it's so basically celebrating the conquest of the Irish people.
Yeah, it's basically celebrating like the fact that Catholicism defeated like
pagans and just maybe the culture of Irish
and celebrating nature
in Mexico, right?
Yes, honoring nature and things. So the cool thing though is so the hill of Tara, I don't have an Irish accent, so the hill of Tara, that's how I'm gonna say it, was where this kind of battle went down. And now though a lot of people from Ireland are kind of reclaiming their roots. And so now this like very sacred site people are going there now more for like to celebrate the equinoxes and to bring back their history. So a lot of the shift of consciousness is happening not only here in the United States, but in many parts around the world. And
that's so neat. I always had like a really interesting attraction or I clicked really well with most Irish people. It's like the blood still calls each other, and I had no idea why, but it makes so much sense. And they're actually, out of other European cultures that I've learned a little bit, más o menos, about, they're the most, to me, down to earth, like family. We do like to drink, too. I mean, it is in a culture, But again, like, what is the common denominator right there? right? Like Catholicism.
Catholicism definitely is
know?
definitely a big common denominator with Mexicanos and Irish.
Drinking.
Yes.
And drinking.
Yes. So, yeah. So interesting. Just it's it's not that like I'm here to say like don't celebrate
Yeah.
it. It's just like know what's going on.
Just history, más o menos. That's
Más
it.
o menos.
I mean,
you
I
know what
am
you do
having
with
a
it.
drink.
You know.
For fun.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
my drink.
Botanica's still gonna have some drink specials on Jameson. It's not like we're shutting the place down. Yeah. Where did you go? I don't know. I'm just here alone.
Just a little
I'm just
bit.
here alone.
Yeah. No. Sorry.
Just 38 all by myself.
I know. 41. Yeah. So do your thing.
Yeah.
Have fun. Please be safe if you're gonna be
Yes,
out there
of
and
course.
drinking. Celebrate with your friends. Be respectful of each other, and of yourself.
Yeah, and if you have more, if we got something wrong or if you have more you want to add, please put it in the comments. Let us know. Like us, share us, follow us. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, of course, YouTube, where you can
and
watch
YouTube
all
it.
our
Yeah.
episodes in full length. On Instagram, we just put little snippets.
Yeah.
And on YouTube, you can watch all of them over and over as much as you want.
That's right. And go and reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
Peace.
And I also want to dedicate this episode to my great grandmother who was fresh off the boat Irish. Her name was Amanda Stark.
Nice.
Yes. And
What was
so
her name?
Amanda Stark.
Oh, Amanda Stark. That's a beautiful last name.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Salud, bolita. Yeah. All right, that's it, huh?
Yes.
All right. Bueno, pues nosotros vamos más o menos History of MangoLuna. See you guys a la otra, right?
Yes.
Ciao.
Ciao, bellas.